Hey guys, what's going on? I'm doing a second part to my Jason Bond Lightning Alerts review. So this service is pretty extensive, and I did part one the other day. Hopefully you guys saw it. It was kind of more of a general overview. So if you check out this video let's go back to here. So yeah, if you check out this video right here, part one, I gave kind of a brief overview, but the service is like, there's so many different parts to it. I thought I'd break it up into sections and test out like each section and then do a video on it. For the whole review though, you can come here. I'll leave a link in the description below, and so this will be the whole review. I'll try and put these videos in amongst here and try and give you guys the best kind of overview of the service that I possibly can. So today I want to talk a little bit about the first part of the service, which is the morning alerts. So if we go to the actual dashboard here, Jason outlines what is included in the lightning alerts. So this is what's included, and so you get the biggest part of the service that I really like. Now, bearing in mind that this is supposed to be a swing trading penny stock service, so there's no real options here. It's not options, it's penny stocks. Anything below about $10 a share, $5 a share, depends on your definition. And so this is how Jason made his first $1 million trading when he was a school teacher over a decade ago. And so he's kind of going back to his roots here and basically continuing to teach and alert these trades. So today what I want to talk about is the first chat room that he does. So he basically spends the whole day doing different chat rooms and alerts and things. So he is on camera and live streaming and sharing the screen for hours at a time, which is awesome. Really like it. But the first thing that he does every day is called Lightning Strike. This used to be called Daily Strike. Now he's renamed it Lightning Strike. He's always changing the names of things, which can get kind of annoying and confusing for people. But basically what he does is he runs a chat room in the Lightning Alert service from 7 till about 9:30. He put 9 here, but I watched and it ran to about 9:30. So that's 2 to 3 hours right off the bat every morning pre-market. And so what's really good about this is if you're busy and you can't like really do stuff during, say you have a full normal 9 to 5 job, you could sit down pre-market for a couple hours and follow along like his top trade alert and the community inside the chat room. And so a lot of people, like if they're busy throughout the day, that's like the best possible time. They just get up early and then they have fun for a couple hours, learn a bit of trading, do a couple of alerts with Jason. And so this is one of the best services for this for a couple of reasons, and that's what I really want to focus on today. So forget about all this other stuff. I'll do videos on all these other parts to Lightning Alerts, and this video will just talk about the Lightning Strike pre-market penny stock trades. So let's have a look and see what's going on with that. So what I did yesterday is I took a trade, joined in for the whole chat room time, and just wanted to kind of show you guys what's involved and what you get. So what he's looking for is a pre-market mover, so a penny stock that's moving, usually on earnings or on some sort of news, and then looking to take a trade on it based on some simple technical analysis, usually something like Fibonacci levels or a bull flag type of pattern, or something along those types of lines. So fairly standard technical analysis for these things. And so these things are cheap, so you can usually buy quite a lot of them, and they move dramatically. 10 to 40% moves are fairly common, sometimes 100% moves. So these things are called lightning alerts for a reason. They often move like pretty quickly and pretty dramatically as well. So it makes them quite good for small accounts because you don't need to have very many shares to actually see this like move pretty quickly. So let's have a look and see. I posted the first screenshot here. Let's see if I can zoom in so you guys can see this properly. So what happens is you log in around 7 Eastern and Jason is alive in the dark. Sometimes it's kind of funny because if he's staring at his screen, he doesn't move and you think it might be frozen. So what he does is he puts on a fireplace in the background, sort of on there I think. And so you can always tell whether if he's not talking that it isn't frozen, for example. So the cool thing is he's on camera. He puts the scan Z stuff that he does. So these are like the list of the things he's looking at this morning. So you can kind of see like why, and he'll talk through like each one, like what it's doing, why it's doing what it is, and what he's looking at in terms of like entry requirements to get into it. So the cool thing is he gives this commentary like non-stop basically. When I was in this chat room yesterday morning, there was over 200 people arrived in to take these trades, which is a decent amount, which means we get quite a lot of good conversation and input on the right here in the chat room. So you can sit here and you can type to other people, and there's some good traders in here. I talked back and forward with the guy who was giving commentary on the trade that we were in from Jason. One of the best things about this though is if you have a question, you type it into chat. Jason is reading the chat constantly, and he'll answer your question either via audio, so he'll just like start saying, hey Russell, the answer to this is blah blah blah, or sometimes he'll type into the chat, but more often than not you'll actually like answer your chat verbally, answer your question verbally. And so this is like, and he it's so reliable, it's not like he ignores you. He answers everybody. It's pretty awesome. So it's almost like you're trading with him, as your mentor kind of thing, over your shoulder. And this is really helpful for people that need that. So one other service that I really like from Raging Bull is Market Navigator with Jeff Williams, and this is like that, except it's penny stocks pre-market. And so it's just one of the things that I think like especially new traders could really benefit from, going through like what's actually going on, because I think people get nervous, right? They can maybe get an alert on their phone or whatever, but live trading with somebody like Jason like this, where you can ask him, hey Jason, it's doing this, what's your thoughts, back and forward during the whole trade, because usually these are quick trades, like these are day trades, if not like scalps almost sometimes. That being said, it's actually really easy to get into them. They're not super fast moving. Jason's like pretty chilled out when it comes to entries, kind of waits and is patient. So these aren't things that you can't replicate. I got a better price than Jason did in the trade that I'm going to show you from yesterday. So I want to emphasize that this is really something for people that need that level of interaction with the person that they're paying to help them. So I think that's really, really important. So the whole thing starts off with Jason saying, hey, I'm checking out these different trades. And then we talk back and forward in the chat room. And let's see what else I wanted to talk about here. So yeah, so let's talk about what happened yesterday. This was a trade that Jason did yesterday. So what I really like is that Jason is 100% transparent. So a lot of these guys will jump on a Zoom call or something, and they'll do like a live trade, but you don't have any idea what they're actually doing. So Raging Bull is definitely have increased their level of transparency over the last few years. So first of all, the guru, right, and this bothers me in a lot of other services, isn't anonymous. They don't like normally appear on screen. Jason's well known, he appears on screen. It's always good. He's given a running commentary, but he also shows his Thinkorswim dashboard, so you can see when he takes trades and when he's placing orders and things as you would on your own Thinkorswim. So there's no hiding, right? There's no like, oh yeah, I was really filled at 5 and and then they scalp their subscribers or whatever. There's none of that here. It's very, very transparent. You can see him when he adds. You'll say, hey, I'm adding. You'll see him actually placing his orders on the active trader. And so like it's completely transparent, which is actually really hard to find in this industry. So I'm really impressed with Jason's transparency and honesty in the service, as well as the constant hand-holding he gives for these trades. So we took a trade yesterday pre-market. Usually there's like one or two. This one wasn't a very good trade, but that's okay, because I can give an example of something that didn't work, because sometimes it's easy just to focus on all the trades that do work in these services. So this one, just the first one, I tried pre-market with him, and it didn't work, but it wasn't a huge lose or anything. And so I was going to talk through that a little bit here to give you an idea of what goes on. So you can see on the right here, people are trying to get into this. It's called BVXV. I don't know much about it. I was half listening to what the company does and things. Jason generally just trades on patterns, so often it doesn't matter too much. But you can see people are chiming in with what it is. It's an Israeli company. It had some sort of hamster trial which caused a large spike pre-market. So you see this big spike from like 3.2 up to the 4s all the way up here. So really, really large move after hours. And that's part of the reason that it came up on Jason's criteria on his scanners, which I talked about what the criteria are before, and also in that full review that I have. And so as things go on, people are starting to chime in. They're saying, like, I don't know, here's some other ideas. But like this guy was saying, like, be careful with Israeli companies. Sometimes they will pump and dump, and the patterns that normally would hold up don't hold up, and that's actually what happened in this case. So Jason was basing it on, the trade on what he normally would do, but this company, for whatever reason, continued to sell off. So let me kind of show you what the trade was. And I think if you zoom in here, you can see him starting to take a position. Average 392. Actually, was in much lower than 392. I got in down here somewhere, like the 350s, around about here. And so Jason's thesis here was that we had this pop that would come down, we kind of find support, and then hopefully to continue to the upside on a continued rally. But unfortunately, it didn't. It sold all the way back down to this baseline here. Pre-market, though, we kept a tight stop on it. I think Jason basically just kept commenting, look, if this doesn't manage to regain and hold the 360 level, then this is a dud and we're going to move on. And so what happened is, we're all kind of entering around here. We got this little bit of a sell-off. I looked at the previous level here from pre-market from the other day. And so as the trade was continuing, I'm like, okay, let's see if we hold this level. And it was holding it all right. Started to pull back up. Started to, as near, like, towards market open, starting to hit that 360 level again. So Jason's thesis looked like it was starting to work, and we're hoping for a continuation. Ideally with these trades, he was saying, though, that these are supposed to be complete within an hour, so that this would have ideally continued up pre-market, and you wouldn't have to wait for market open. So what I did is I just sold for a small loss here somewhere pre-market, because I just didn't trust this at this point. The pattern seemed to have been kind of broken. But it's a kind of style of trading that we're doing with these, and I'm quite excited. If I can get up early every morning and do these pre-market, I think it'll be a lot of fun. And so I took a bunch of screenshots throughout the process to show you guys. I'm not sure if I showed you this one or not, but you can see him placing orders. You can see he puts up the chart pattern as things are going and gives that constant commentary about the trade. And so this was him actually, I think I asked him a question at this point. Yeah, so I asked him a little bit about the levels. So he talked about, holding this uptrend and things. So it was me that actually got him to draw these lines. And so it's, you can see it was 139 people this time. At one point it was about 200 people. I think as market open became closer, it started to get a bit busier. But if you're looking for something where, you can get walked through this type of trade pre-market, you'll learn quite a bit. And also, like, if pre-market's the time that you find the best for trading, then this could be a service for you. Small caps like these haven't done really well in 2022. If we continue to see a market change a little bit, though, if we can start to see the SPY start to go the other way over the next year, I think we'll be in better shape for these small caps to run again. Historically, the Russell index for these small caps does a lot better more quickly than the large caps, right? So as soon as the market starts to go the other way, we should already start to be seeing a good run in the small cap stocks. So looking at the market for the coming year, who knows what's going to happen here? We've been in this constant downtrend. This is the daily on SPY. I'm kind of inspired, although cautiously optimistic, that we start to see a bit of a change here from the new lower lows, right? So we kept seeing newer lower lows. We haven't seen that yet. I don't want to speak too soon, but I'd love to see this candle be the start of another run where we've actually put in a higher low on the daily on SPY. So going forward, if we can start to see a bit of a run, something back up towards this sort of level up here again, I think these small cap trades with Jason are going to be pretty good. So I'm quite excited to see what happens. So in my next video, what I'm going to do is talk about the gap and go section. So right after the lightning strike session pre-market, which is what I just spent the last 10 minutes talking about, Jason then continues to go live. This guy, like, he works hard for his money, trading and for subscribers. So he starts at 9:30 Eastern time and talks about gap and goes, so where these stocks are gapping up, tries to take a trade and discusses them as well. Then he goes into swing trading for the rest of the day, and then there's this new moonshots thing which I also want to talk about. So my goal going forward is to try and take part in each one of these parts of lightning alerts and give you a kind of a review like the one that you've just listened to. So anyway, come and check out the full review here. I'll leave a link in the description below, and I'll talk to you guys soon.